I'm going to do a video on the 2007 Toyota Camry, and what we're doing is changing the factory seat covers and putting on new ones. These were stained in bad shape. Mostly got cigarette burns all over them. Driver's side was worse. I did it yesterday, and yes, it's a pain in the butt, but it can be done. I couldn't find a video anywhere showing how to get these off, so now that I've done one, I thought I'd just go ahead and do a quick video and give you some insight on how to do this. You've got two bolts here. I've already loosened them, so you take these two out, and of course that frees up the front end, and then pull your seat up, and there'll be two more. Okay, now we're here in the back. As you see, there's one here, one here. These got these covers that snap right off. This one was missing the cover. So anyway, take those two off, and we'll pull the seat out. It is a 14mm socket. So let me get all this out. Okay, now we got the seat loose. There's the three plugs. You got a black one here. You just push up, that comes out. This is the white one. Kind of push right here. That releases, and then you have the airbag. Got a little white piece that'll slide up, push it up, and that one releases. So now we have the seat loose, so I'm going to take it out and we'll get started. Alright, we got the seat out. So for beginners, we're going to take this plastic side off, and this one has a screw right here at the back and a screw right here. Now that's the only two I see at the moment. Now if you're doing the driver's side, if my driver's side was a power seat, this one is not, but the driver's side wrapped around and it had two screws underneath that you had to take off. And this one doesn't appear to have those, but we'll take these first two off and see where we're at. Alright, now we're going to start on the back of the top cover. You got two little straps just hook here below the seat. So that releases that. Now, you lift this cover up, you see there's a screw right there, and one over here on this side. Get those two screws in. Okay, now we're going to get the back off. Now this is kind of the part I had a little bit of trouble with, trying to figure out how to get it off without tearing something up. Like I said, I couldn't find a video. If you go right here where this hard plastic and the cloth meet, and you'll take a screwdriver and just start prying out. There's little plastic clips. Go all the way around the seat, popping these loose. That's not too hard. Like I said, it took me a little while to figure it out. I couldn't tell how the seat came apart. Of course, I didn't need brakes on. So now if you see, these pieces will all roll out, and that's actually your seat cover. That's where it begins. Seat covers apart, and this hard plastic piece will come completely off. So if I didn't do nothing else, that there should really assist you in getting this apart. Now we'll continue. So there's this seat part that wraps around the bottom. It's just got like 4 clips here, and then just pop this that's your airbag cable. Just pop the clip out and that stays with the seat. So I'll get those, and of course you can see here too that you've got 3 pieces here. That'll snap up and off. And now you've got right here, I mean you could cut it on the old seat, but you got these hog rings. I don't know, it may not be the official name, but that's what I call them. You just take a pair of pliers, bend them apart, and get that open. That's the easy part here. We got a lot more of them hog rings on the other side, and that's the biggest pain in the butt for this whole process, and I'll show you that here. Okay, I've got the seat cover pulled to the front. Now, if you'll notice up here where the headrests are, actually if you just pull, and you can slide them right over top of those. Just kind of stretch the fabric out, and that hole is big enough to get them off. Now, this is the hardest part. Right down through here, there's 3 hog rings. So you have to there's a bar, like a rod that's on the seat cover itself, and another rod that is attached to the seat. And this metal ring wraps around them both. So you have to take a pair of pliers, or 2 pair, spread that apart so you can separate those 2 bars. So you've got 3 right here. You're going to have 2 more. 1 here, 1 here. Same thing where this line runs, there'll be 2. And then the same thing down this other side, there'll be 3. So this is where the cussing begins. So I'm going to start taking those apart and see if we can get this top cover off. Okay, just to give you a closer look, here's the rod that's on this upper one, which had 2. You can see that, one was here, and they attach each one of these rods. You can see this is the ring I was talking about. I'll show you one I've already got off. So basically just separate that enough that you can get it and just twist it around and get it off of one of the 2 rods, and then that'll come off. It's a bit time consuming, and this is probably the hardest part of the whole project, so just have a little patience. Okay, I got one more thing to show you on the back of the seat. You may want to do that before you start taking all of the rings loose. You've got these 2 straps which go around the airbag. So you have to take this nut loose. Just take that nut all the way off. And it's kind of got a little bracket made onto it. And the inside bracket, and that goes through the seat. So you can pull that all the way through, and the whole thing. So I've got the whole seat cover off now on the top. So now just have to do the bottom. And I got here where I can show you. One, like I said, I pulled it apart. And what I do is just spin that until I get it out of the one rod. There we go. So on this bottom seat, there it is. see, there's 4 across the back, and then down each side I think there's 4, and then in the center. So yeah, there's a bunch of them. Have fun. Alrighty, there we go. I've got them all off. So if you've attempted to take these rings off, you'll see what I'm talking about. But honestly, I mean, that's, like I said, that's the hardest part of this whole thing. So you got a little patience. You know, you can get a pair of seat covers, change them out, and you know, it's cheaper than $700-800 for a seat. You know, I got these seat covers off of, actually, eBay. There's a few of them on there that do upholstery work, and they put new leather seat covers on cars, and then they just sell the ones that came off. And like I said, these here are practically like new, and they're factory, so everything matches. So now you just got to go back and put everything back on. Start with, say, them rings first. Like I say, you just got to be careful because of the rods. You know, they are pre-made into this foam. If you pull on them really hard, you can yank them out of that foam, especially if your seat cover's getting worn, or your seat foam. This one here is pretty worn, but I mean, it's still solid enough. And my suggestion would take your rings, because I got several of them bent way out of whack, so just take them, bend them back where they just got a big enough opening to go around that, around the 2 rods. And like I said, we slide them on there, and then I just take a pair of pliers and squeeze it straight together. So let's start the reassembly. Okay, I got all the rings on both front pieces. Now just push this back on. Thought I'd go and show you a little bit of detail on this. And when you get this down where it goes, you'll take this back part of the cover. You know, it's got this the hard plastic clips in it, and you're going to actually roll that completely around. So just kind of roll it and try to get it started all the way around the seat. And it's just going to actually snap in. The last one I just took a screwdriver. Pops it in just a little bit, and they snap right back in to place. You can probably hear that. And it snaps in. Most of them snap in. I'll just press on it. But I mean, if you need a little bit extra, you know, here, pop it. Take a screwdriver. And that's probably the most difficult part if you just, like me, that had no clue how to get this thing apart all that together. So as you can see, this cover back on. I got the seat. And, you know, actually that whole cushion just lifted off, so it made it a little easier putting everything back together. Now I'm going to put that back in. And then start this sliding all the side clips back on. Okay, back in the car. Alright, there you have it. Of course you can see the difference. The old nasty cover, a nice new one. I think putting it back together is basically the reverse procedure. I do hope this video helped you. If you have any questions or something I didn't explain in the process, please leave me a message. Thank you, and I hope this helps.